Right, so anyway, you've heard me pretty much experiment with my audio lately, putting the microphone in different places because I felt confident that I can speak up and be comfortable, but no, I couldn't. I gotta, like, compress the audio zone. What are you talking about anyway? But of course, there were still a few things that I didn't mention in the previous episode, even though it lasted for however long it did. What I failed to mention, for instance, when it comes to piracy, is... ah, shit. I triggered the goddamn antlions. Wow. Now you're just being rude. I'm standing on the grass and it was fine just a moment ago. Why are you attacking me now then? And hitting the fucking back of the car is good enough for you to deal damage, Is this good enough now? It better be. So, when it comes to piracy, one other thing is people say the developers lose money, or at least not earn the money they would have otherwise earned if you hadn't pirated the game. The counter argument to that is, if you hadn't pirated the game, you wouldn't have bought it either way. You pirate the games because you can't afford them, not because it's a moral stance on something. I'm pretty sure. So, instead of losing sales or not getting the sales and performing the wrong way, performing inadequately compared to their programs or projections or plans, you're you wouldn't be included in those plans anyway. It's not that you're trying to convince pirates and their ethical stances, it's just that people don't have that money to spend on the game. So pick your poison. You want them to pirate the game or not hear about it at all, or just watch it on YouTube, watch someone playing YouTube. By the way, Half-Life 2, surprisingly, on Steam, especially during sales, is very cheap, so if you want to play this game for yourself, it's advised. It's advised. There you go, countering your arguments about piracy. But yes, if you are ever wondering why would that be, why would it be that piracy is needed, that's one reason to add up to all those that I mentioned on video and wrote up in my blog post in the description under that video. So what are we doing today? We're heading out on a scenic trip next to the on the coast, really, during antlion season, and we're gonna possibly talk about antlions soon enough. You might wonder, why the fuck am I hunting seagulls? Well, you'll see soon enough. There's a joke about that, and Goose brought my attention to it all the way back in time, where I actually saw his video for the first time. I actually replayed this level, I think, or just played the game again and remembered to see if it's so, but
often, the more work one puts into inserting small, natural details, the more likely it is that these efforts will go unnoticed. This is an ironic truth about production, and is related to the concept of decreasing returns. One example are the seagulls during the highway chapters. Most players spot them flying around, but few have noticed that they will perch and defecate on the buggy while the player is exploring a structure along the coast, only to fly away upon the player's return. While these details often go by happily unnoticed, they do flesh out the world of Half-Life 2, and leave a small thing for players to discover the next time they play.
that's exactly what Goose mentioned all the way back in time when I watched his video for the first time. That there's gonna be a seagull on your buggy when you're exiting this building that shot on your car, and the only thing that you can really retaliate with is killing the fucker, which is what we're gonna do. Right, so let's look at our fucking little list here. Right. So Leon Leon throws a lot of information at us right away when we meet him over at the train station, I guess. Talking about all the antlions, spawning season, and thumpers, right? Yeah. Right away, he fucking bombards us with new information that we've got nothing we don't know about. So what is a thumper and how it works? This is a thumper. It thumps into the ground and it upsets the antlions, which is weird because every time you walk on the sand, you upset the antlions and they get out. And when they get out, they try to get you. So why aren't they getting out and trying to get the thumper? I wouldn't know. It should be like the way the Combine should have dealt. Oh shit. The way the Combine should have dealt with the problem wasn't that they should have installed thumpers. They should have just built asphalt roads for you to ride on or for you to walk on. Because that would make them not feel the vibrations and wouldn't make them come out, or at least would dampen them significantly enough, or at least, well, actually, what I actually meant is that they wouldn't be able to dig through the asphalt or the paved road, so they wouldn't harass you and they wouldn't bother going around. Because if the vibration isn't at that spot, why would they go? There's still issues in this house. You can still hear the breathing of the big zombo. Got him a bit. There you go. He's dead now, should be at least. But like I mentioned before, it might be so that the head crabs aren't. So we might still need to deal with the venomous head crabs. We'll see about that. I can hear him right now, clearly. Well, there we go. Where did it fall? Oh, there it is. Again. Go fuck yourself. Eat a grenade, maybe. Like, brain-flavored grenade. Go chomp on it. One more, because we've got infinite number of that. Possible that we're gonna finish some headcrabs off in there. So right. There's that. There's Leon with his infinite knowledge about things that we have no idea about. Which is like, he's gonna prep us with all this talk, I guess. And we're gonna end up here, discovering what are all the things that he talked about. One of the things that he talked about were the antlions, actually, of course. The thing that already managed to crop up on us and have been shot by the people at the whatever train station, I would say. Yeah, let's call it that. What have we got here? Well, what we've got here is the door that opens the wrong way around and causes us to fall. That's not nice. Bed. Well, you're really making this difficult on yourself, man. Just leave this house. So that'll be it for this house, not for the episode, not yet. Just hold your horses just a little bit. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a zombie spawned anyway, but not sure where though. We'll figure that out eventually, maybe. And there should it be. There it is. Fuck, kill it. Did I get it? No, not yet. Shit, it's running. Oh, fuck, it ran away. Well, shit. Why am I having issues? Performance issues? I figured it out last time. I fixed it. I was expecting it won't be happening anymore, especially in this game, since it's so old, especially. Yeah, didn't manage to get that fucking bastard ass fucking seagull. And two, I show you how true it was. There should be shit on your car now. Just bother to find it. Considering how terrible the quality of the texture is, you might just not. And I already don't remember where it was. Maybe the easier thing to notice is the shit underneath the car. So let's just assume that the fucking flying rat shot underneath the car and then landed on it before it left. So there is a reason to excuse ourselves for not killing it, or at least myself. Right, so let's ride, nigga. And talking about coast and what happened last time, which is, you know, the train tracks, essentially. You can spend eternity just running back and forth trying to kill all the antlions. But yes, antlions. So, of course they're aliens, because, you know, Combine. But also, we the humans, and on Earth, in reality, outside of the game, we do actually have antlions on Earth. I don't know if you know about antlions. Antlions are pretty weird fucking bastards. Of course, they're called antlions, which is a combination of the word ant and the word lion, both of which are fucking animals. So, antlion is a bug, arthropod, to be more specific. This place looks a little bit weird, weirder than I remember. But I didn't play this game for a while, so maybe that's why I'm not remembering it right. Antlion is an arthropod, which hunts ants. It hunts ants, and how it does it is that it digs itself a little funnel in the sand, and covers itself in sand at the bottom of it, and waits for anything to fall into the thing. Oh, I think there was another fucking seagull shitting on our car again. Well, shit. Are we gonna be lucky enough to again think it didn't actually shit on our car? Let's presume so. Otherwise I'm gonna go mental with OCD about this. Talking about OCD, buy my shirts. Because they're combating that. Oh look, there's a Combine dude and we're gonna trick him. With the gas canister if we'll manage to squeeze it through the window. There we go. Score. Shit. Shit, don't shoot me. Not yet. That's how it should have done. Oh wow. Another one. There were more of them than I thought, which is what I remembered. I thought there were two, apparently not, clearly. But since we're already here, picking up resources, let's see what's going on through the binoculars. If you pay attention, right now above the aiming reticle, there's G-Man, talking with Odessa Cabbage, presumably. Yeah, spoilers, Odessa Cabbage, and we're gonna be meeting him too. And he won't be... Wow. Oh, that's a failure. Have you seen this guy that's walking around right now, down there at the bottom of the screen? His animation was supposed to be that he's gonna kick the dead antlion off the shore. But he failed miserably. I've never seen him fail miserably. Not that I've seen him fail to a lesser degree, but failure was not an option up until now, apparently. How do times change? That's what I wanted to say. Anyway, little binoculars you can look through to see what's coming in the future. Right, again, the colored pencils, solutions to problems. You can go out here. What for? Wouldn't know. I guess world building maybe, or just prettying things up. So what was I talking about? Antlions, probably. And what does an antlion do? Hunts ants. Yes, it digs itself a hole in the ground, in the sand, covers itself in the sand, waits for an ant to fall down the funnel, and then jumps it, and kills it, and eats it. And I think it's like a larval stage, and what it grows up to is a bug similar to, well, what's the name in English of that animal? Of course an arthropod too, but it gains wings. It looks like that little bug you see during the summer. That's not mosquitoes. It's larger, it's green, and has golden eyes. Is what the adult form of an antlion looks like. Oh, we're having an event. Look, Combine is fighting something. What could it be possibly fighting? Maybe the antlions. Yes, also the Tau cannon on our little buggy has an alternate fire mode, which is charge shot. If you hold right mouse button to shoot it, it will propel your car backwards. So if you really need that little boost of going back, you can get it. Other than that, use whichever you want. It's not like it's that much more different in function that one would be way more effective than the other. Right, antlion. And that alone illustrates the issue English-speaking people have with naming animals. You know about all the animals that are called like other animals, like mountain lion, which isn't mountain nor a lion, it's a puma. Mountain chicken, which is a toad, I think, if not a frog. Campbell spider, which is of course neither, but looks similarly to a spider, so there's that at least. Kangaroo mouse or rat, things like that. This one, you know, because in English, of course, and this sea life is the biggest issue English-speaking people have, because most of what they name that lives in water they call a fish. You know, crayfish. It's not a fish. It's more like a crab. No, not a crab. A lobster. More like a lobster. You know... Oh, there's a thumper here too? Damn. You know... Like another fish that's not a fish? Yeah. Maybe my mind is blanking on that. But it's not to say that it's not true. Even if it is a fish, they often call it a fish. Like rayfish? I might be stretching that. Manta fish? Manta ray? That's manta ray. Yes, that's me. What do you want from me?
Hurry, get in the basement. We're expecting gunships at any moment. Colonel Cubbage will be glad to see you made it.
Gunships, that's a very interesting enemy, and we'll talk about it soon enough, possibly. There'll be a boss fight here, so maybe once we get to that and once I get my mind spoken, that'll be clear enough.
Way, Dr. Freeman.
No, it's fine. First I want to look around. One of the things here in this whole coast road, Highway 17 it's called, is that you're gonna meet garages, essentially, or garages. I like garages more because it's a French word. So it's more closer to the original, the pronunciation is. And at the end they're gonna ask you to park your car in a garage. So I'm gonna get in a good habit of doing that right away. Which is I'm gonna just take my fucking car and pack it. It's not like they won't see it. We're missing a roof. It's not like... ah shit. It's not like... putting a car in a garage here would make a difference since we've got no roof also. But it's lore, it's role-playing. I'm gonna pretend that happens. Right. This.
In Half-Life 1, Valve wanted to give the players freedom in creating their own identity, which is why the player was able to kill friendly NPCs along with their enemies. Originally, the player could do this in Half-Life 2 as well. However, this led to several problems. First of all, it limited the kind of storytelling Valve could accomplish. Secondly, Half-Life 2's more realistic look made the characters more sympathetic, and made killing them less fun. This also created a problem on the coast levels. In order to coax the player out of the buggy, an NPC would run into the road and grab the player's attention, only to be accidentally run over.
Yeah. Accidentally. But since they're already more realistic and more sympathetic, would you really bother? If you were a developer, would you bother not letting the player kill the friendly NPCs? I wouldn't. It would be sort of like in Morrowind compared to the next Elder Scrolls games where they outright tell you, you fucked up the main story, go ahead and keep playing it or just reload the save, compared to the next installment where they say, well, they don't say anything, they just make the important character unkillable. It just loses consciousness, is disabled, and then you have to deal with the rest later on, so that, you know, the important characters don't get killed for first and foremost accidentally, because they can roam around and they've got radiant AI, and second, cause you could do it and you'll fuck up the game.